Hey beauties, welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial, actual makeup tutorial on my personal mannequins. I'm going to be teaching you guys step by step on how to get a flawless makeup. Starting with a makeup remover which has witch hazel and great properties, and it's sulfate free, parabens free, and also cruelty free. And this is going to be able to take off anything that she has on her skin, and I'm using a cotton pad to remove that. For the foundation, I mixed two foundations together. I'm using Dior Forever Skin Glow and House Lab Trichrome Skin Tech Foundation. These are both fantastic foundations. With applying the foundation, I am giving her a more even skin tone. And as you guys can see, I am going to pat the foundation on, and then I'm using swiping motions, trying to make sure that I get every area of the skin. These two foundations gives a natural look to the skin, and also it can be medium or it can be full coverage. Or if you guys are looking for more of a natural look, use one pump of foundation for the overall face. If you prefer more of a no makeup look, you can use less pump of the foundation. For my client Destiny here, we're going to be going with a full coverage makeup. And obviously we're going to be getting the back of the ear, we're going to be getting the ear, we're going to be getting the neck, we're going to be getting all areas, making sure that everything is even to move on to the next step. The concealer is going to be used on the areas which the natural light hits. Typically, it's going to be the center of the face, the under eye, the chin, the forehead, and the nose. The concealers that I'm going to be using today is the Juvia's Place number 6 and also the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camel Concealer in the shade Rich Chocolate. Pretty much my experience as a makeup artist, I love to use smaller dots of the concealer and then build up to much more fuller coverage. The reason why I would suggest this is because sometimes the concealer looks very cakey underneath the under eye, and most people experience a lot of creasing. So to prevent that from happening, use less concealer and then build up. And as you guys can see, I am tapping the concealer into her skin. It gives a much more flawless application. It looks beautiful and it looks very airbrushed. If you are natural girly, you can definitely stop here for the concealer, and because it's looking flawless already. But I'm gonna give her a much more brighter under eye, and I'm using the P. Louise base Rumor Base number 2, and I'm gonna be putting it in the same areas, but again I'm using a little bit of amount, and I'm going to be patting that concealer into place. As you guys can see with the patting motions, the base looks flawless. At this point of the makeup, we're just blending. We're gonna blend until we can't blend anymore. Using the same foundation brush, blending in the harsh lines from the concealer, blending her under eye, and I'm going to be focusing the concealer right in the middle because I'm going for a much more brighter under eye, but not so bright. I just wanted a little bit more like her eyes to be open, and the concealer definitely gives that look. I'm going to be contouring and bronzing together for her skin tone, NARS Laguna number 5, and also Huda Beauty Tantour bronzer in Rich. Starting with her contour, it's going to be from the top of the ear all the way to where the eye starts. So from the top of the ear to where the eye starts, it's where the contour and the bronzer will go. So the bronzer is going to be on top of the contour. Now I'm going for a much more bronze look for her skin tone. Because she is a chocolate baddie, we're trying to keep her a chocolate baddie and also bronze her up and make sure that she's much more warmer. You can never go wrong with being tan or adding more contour. Adding some contour and bronzer on her forehead just to give her a smaller looking appearance of the forehead, and I'm going to repeat the same step to the other side of her face. When I'm using a little bit more product, I tend to go back in with the foundation brush just to give me an even base and take away any harsh lines that I may have. Now for her nose, we're going to be using Laguna number 4 NARS. And I personally believe that having a very natural looking nose fits the description. Okay, everyone nose is typically not going to be the same, so knowing the structure of your nose and knowing the placement of where to place the contour or the bronzer and even your highlighter will make your nose look more snatched. If that's the look that you're going for, if you're looking for a much more natural look, you wouldn't want to contour your nose. You would just probably want to highlight it. So for her blush, I'm going to be using these 2 different colors from Juvia's Place. And I kind of want a very airbrushed look. So what I'm going to do is place the darker color in the back, the lighter color in the front, and blend. Now for the blush placement, I like to put it on the high cheekbones just to give her a much more like cute look to her face structure. And I'm gonna pat and blend that blush into her skin. One of the setting powders that I'm going to be using on her is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to be putting it in the center of her face. Again, I'm going to be using very small strokes and just swiping the setting powder. I'm not typically going to bake at this point, and I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place setting powder, I believe. I'm not sure of the shade, you guys, but I will try to put it in the description bar below. And this is going to be able to give her that bright under eye and just look subtle but still a little bright. Also, to set the contour and the bronzer, I'm going to be using Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo. I am setting everywhere that has the cream product. This is going to be able to make the makeup last longer and stay into place. Using the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 1, I'm going to set the cream blush that we applied. I'm going to be using all of the blush shade to give her a much more brighter blush, but also look super bronzed. To set the cream bronzer on her nose, I'm going in with Morphe bronzer in the shade Leader, and it's going to be literally on the side of her nose. And also I'm going back in with Laura Mercier on the bridge of her nose just to let that sit for a little bit. And then I'm going to be going in with Laura Mercier's setting powder all over where I placed the foundation, wiping the powder off the face. I love doing brows, so we're going to be using the Huda Beauty brow pencil, and also I'm going to be using a dark lip liner just to give her her brows a little bit more definition, and also I would like for her brows to be noticeable. So I'm going to outline the brow and then fill it in, and as I'm moving towards the front of the brows, I'm going to lightly draw hair-like strokes, very lightly. And as you guys can see, it's going from light to dark. Now I'm going to be using the concealer, the Dior concealer, and I'm going to outline the bottom and the top of her brow. But as you guys can see, the concealer is lighter because I want to give her a sharper brow. And then for the beginning of the brow, I'm using her foundation shade. And then after I'm done, I'm going to blend that concealer out just to make sure that her brows are super neat and defined and looking snatched. For the top of her brow, I'm using her foundation shade and just cleaning up the brow. This is optional. I just really love to see when brows are super clean and just neat. It just gives some type of look to the makeup. And then I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier setting powder just to give her cheekbones a little bit more chisel. And I'm going to be going back in with the Juvia's Place setting powder and also set the inner corners, the forehead, the nose, the chin, and everywhere else. Using the MAC Radiant Finishing Powder, I'm going to dust off any powders that are left on the skin. So y'all, for the eyeshadow, I went in with Brie Marie's eyeshadow palette, and I'm going in with like this super like burgundy look for the transition shade. Then I'm going to be going in with this nude shade. It's typically like a white on her skin tone, and then I'm going to be darkening the crease with that black shade into the crease, and I'm just going back and forth. And also I did like a cut crease kind of thing, and I did her wing liner, and then I added some gems to the liner just to give like some type of pop to the eyes. And then I added more of the gems and also like these gold flakes on the eyes, and it just like opens up her eyes, and it's so pretty against her skin tone. For her waterline, I'm going to be using the P. Louise base, and this is like a purple. I'm going to use the black liner underneath the purple and also draw her some bottom lashes because she doesn't have bottom lashes. Now I'm going to apply her lashes on the other side of her eyes, and I'm going to be using Duo Lash Glue. This is my favorite lash glue to use while I am applying the lashes on the eyes. I use it for myself and on my clients as well. To line the lips, I'm using MAC Night Moth, I believe. And then I'm going to be using one of the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick and just pat those two combos together. She just looks stunning. Like, honestly, like she's just gorgeous. Anyways, I cleaned up the liner on the bottom of her lip, and then I actually went in and added the Sephora lipstick in the middle just to give her more of a pigment. To set her makeup, I'm going to be using One Size Until Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. And guys, when I tell you her makeup is not going anywhere, it's not going anywhere, okay? And also I used the Skindinavia setting spray. Well, actually is a finishing spray, and I really like to use finishing sprays just to make the makeup like go together and blend together, and also just make sure that all the powders and everything are just looking flawless and looking beautiful within her skin. That is it for this makeup tutorial. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a video, and comment what you guys think and comment what you guys learn. Let me know. See you guys in my next video. God bless. Love you. Bye.